Belfast Worm Farm, episode 27, and you're all very welcome.
Thank you for joining us again for our latest episode. We've had a lot going on in the past week. We reached 100 subscribers.
Yes.
Previous video there was a competition, so you, one of our viewers, can win a wormery, which we'll show you later on in this video. So just go over there and leave your name in the comments below. That 100 subscriber competition is only open to UK residents due to the shipping costs of sending the wormery, and will include worms. So it's a complete startup for someone who's looking to get into worms, which is pretty awesome. We also had some sad news this week where we opened up one of our bins and the worms looked like they had melted. Also reference to a string of pearls. Erin May over on Facebook, there's a group on Facebook called Experimental Worm Fun. Erin May looked at the photograph that we posted, and she suggested that it could be a number of different things, but we've eliminated it down to one. It's protein poisoning that caused it. Protein, although we don't feed our worms much protein, we were given some dried peanuts, which we ground down and added with the porridge oats that we feed our worms. That day that we added the peanuts to our dry food that we add to our worms, that day we added it into bin 10, which is up there, and that's the problem that we noticed. If you do see dead worms in the bin, it's actually lucky that you've seen them, because most of the time they die, shrivel up to nothing, and they're gone in the blink of an eye. So we were quite lucky that we did see them before. Otherwise we would have lost all the worms. We removed all of the live worms out and moved them into another bin, and since then the remainder of the worms have survived in other bins, so that's okay. So we're going to empty this worm bin out that they've all died in, and then start again with others. So just something to look out for. The worms will look like they're melted and tie themselves in a knot, so that's an idea. All right, so check it out, and thanks. Thumbs up there to Erin May on Facebook. Thank you. Is there any other news this week, Harry, that you want to add?
We got a compost bin,
which we'll post a picture. We really love using recycling stuff and taking stuff that other people are throwing away, and there was a kind old gentleman called Davey over in East Belfast that was kind enough to give us this compost bin, so we can now use that to pre-compost our food waste from the house before we feed it to the worms, because as our worm farm grows we need large amounts of food, so that's pretty awesome. So yeah, so check out Gumtree, your local Gumtree, it's pretty cool. Worm bin number 3 here. This is the one we put the orange in. As you can see, the orange is fully decomposed now. Well, almost. Worms in there are lively enough. Still looking really well. I think we just need to add some more bedding to that, some coffee grind, and that one will be good to go. This is worm bin number 2. A lot of moisture in there. Lots of worms, hundreds of cocoons, thousands of cocoons. Everything there looks good. What we're going to do is going to add lots of bedding to this. But yeah, lots of worms and cocoons in there. Stop it. This is worm bin number 1. Again, it just needs a lot of bedding. Loads of baby worms. I'll zoom in over here. Loads of baby worms there.
Ooh.
So we just add lots of bedding to this one, and see how this one gets on. No other signs of... Yeah, that's fine. This is worm bin number 4. Again, very moist again. Needs lots more bedding, but worms in there are looking fantastic. So, worms in there looking fantastic. So, just lots of bedding added to that one, I think. We've cut back on our food, just in case that was another contribution towards the worms looking like pearl lines, pearl beads. Yeah, just add lots of bedding to that one. Keep recording. So that's lots of bedding there added. We use paper pulp. So we just put we get this paper from a local company, a cardboard, and we just put it through a shredder, and we also add egg boxes as well to that, so that's pretty cool. So that's more there added to that one. So we're going to put some eggshell on it, which we ground down eggshell. So we're just going to put some of that on. And then we're going to dampen it down ever so slightly. And that's it. We're going to add some coffee to this one actually. So this is just used coffee grinds, and then we put this back through a coffee grinder and it grinds it down really fine paste. So that's we also use coffee from Tassimo pods. We cut them out, which is on a previous video, which we'll link to below. This is worm bin number 6. Again, we cut back on the feeding. Very moist. Worms are lively enough in there. Loads of cocoons. Let's dig some of these worms out. This one needs lots of bedding and worm snugs. So we'll add that. There's more baby worms over here. All along here is baby worms. So we'll just add some worm budding to that one. And again, we'll add some coffee grinds and some egg to this one too. This is the worm bin we added sweet corn to, part of our worm food experiment, or pre-worm food experiment. As you can see, there's very little food in here and very little bedding. We have checked the worms on here already, and there are worms in there and they're lively enough, so that's pretty cool. So what we're going to do is add some food to this, some bedding, and we'll just see how that one keeps going. We'll add some coffee to this one too, Harry.
Okay.
Although that's wet in there, we're just damping it down with this spray bottle, just to get that a little bit damper. And add a couple of worm snugs in the corners just to soak up some of that excess moisture there. Brilliant. Worms in here are doing really well. Loads of worms in there, so not too much needed to add to that one. Do need to shred some more paper though. We've used a lot today over the past few days. If you do have avocado to your worm bins, or wormeries or worm farms, they do eat everything and it's like leather. But I'm just going to leave that in there and just see how it continues to go. Be interesting to see what happens. Harry, can you zoom down here? There's actually mushrooms. Hold it slightly away so then the camera picks up on it. Back in. There you go. There's actually mushrooms growing on the top of this paper. Really, really weird. Really weird. But lift the camera out of the way. More mushrooms growing on this side too. If you know what variety of mushrooms are, let us know, because it'll be interesting to know whether they're going to be edible or not. There's definitely spores in there of some description. Don't remember adding any mushroom to this one.
Nope.
Worms are lively enough anyway.
I actually don't think we added any mushroom
The
in.
worms are lively enough down there anyway, so the mushroom growing doesn't seem to be affecting the worms at all.
I actually don't think we did add any mushroom
I don't think so
in.
too. So, don't seem to be. The worms in there are fine. So, just add some ground eggshell to that and that'll be cool. But yeah, so if you know what them mushrooms are, let us know. Come over this side, Harry. No, Daddy's finger is. More mushrooms growing there. Cool. Yeah, close it down. So this is worm bin number 10. This is what the worms do. It's difficult to see, but that's like what one of them do. They that's not a very good example actually. Try and find. There's one that's melted. So it just goes to. It just basically shrivels up to nothing and goes pale. So that's what happens with protein poisoning in your bin. So this bin will basically sift it out and sift out the worm castings. Any cocoons will lift out, and then there's no more live worms in there. All the worms in there are dead. We've checked. So it's a sad sight, but we learned from the mistakes of overfeeding. It's just a case of too much protein poisoning. There was plenty of bedding in here, so we've eliminated that. So yeah, so it's just literally protein poisoning. So something to look out for. Also, you can smell it. The bin smells different. It's an unpleasant smell to this. So yeah, we've learnt from this mistake, and going forward, we'll monitor the worms much better.
We hope you enjoyed today's video. Follow us on Twitter and don't forget to enter our competition.
And if you do like our videos, don't forget to share it with your friends. And if you like our comments so much, then don't forget to subscribe, because it's pretty awesome. We love it to bits. Yeah, it's been fantastic. We reached a milestone of 100 subscribers. Never thought we'd do that, and we're great. It's been awesome. We love the fact that we're learning all the time and we're sharing it with you, and vice versa. People are sharing information with us, which is pretty cool. There's too many shout outs today to give to shout out everyone individual that's helped us out this week. But one big shout out has to go on to Erin May. If you're moving the worm circles on social media, you will have crossed their paths at some point. If not, check her out, because she's very knowledgeable. So, anything else to say? If you do like our videos, then you can click subscribe up here.
And if you want to see more, click up here.
Until next time, thanks very much, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.